What is your attorney's names? I just need a straight answer from you, please, from once, please.
Well, to answer your question directly, okay,
Me and my husband drove over 26 hours round trip from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, all the way to Spur, Texas. The whole reason we were invited was to meet with this man right here, and he was going to show us his first prototypes of the off-the-grid models he was going to enter into this subdivision. Well, when we got there, things didn't quite churn out the way we anticipated. And I think I got scammed.
We'll be getting into that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and talk about the tiny town of Spur, Texas.
If you happen to be driving to Lubbock, Texas from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, if you sneeze really hard, you probably already missed Spur. As you walk the main streets, you'll notice that it looks like a town of yesteryear, with the old movie theater and the old bank. Most of the buildings are either run down or closed. According to the most recent records, they say that the population is around 1,300, but if you talk to some locals, they'll tell you it's about 800 to 900. So what is a West Texas town supposed to do when it's shrinking in population? Well, why not legalize tiny homes? That's what Spur, Texas did. Spur, Texas happens to be the very first legalized tiny home community in the whole entire United States. It's their total claim to fame. Most areas in the United States are definitely shunning away from anything tiny. Anything under 600 feet, you can just about forget about it when it comes to zoning. But not in Spur, Texas. Of course, they've had some lenient zoning laws, but they do have some rules as well. Spur, Texas has been tiny home friendly since 2014. When you do take a drive around, there is going to be some things that you see that you wouldn't want to normally see in a neighborhood. They've definitely tried to bring back life to some of these dilapidated buildings, but others have been sitting there for many, many years, and it looks like they're going to be sitting there for many, many more. This tiny hometown may not be for everybody, but it's definitely for the people that are looking for a laid-back lifestyle, and this would be the one that checks off all the boxes. Now, it's not going to have your typical things that you're used to when it comes to a town. You might have to take a little drive to get to Costco, but they do have a newly opened grocery store, and from what I hear, the Dollar General has become quite the hot spot. So let's go ahead and meet the newest residents of Spur before we get into how I got scammed by this guy and find out what are the pros and cons of living here. How much do things actually cost? And if they regret moving to such a tiny town.
You are not originally from here, this specific spot, but you're from Texas.
Yes,
And you as well?
I actually was born in Kansas and moved to Texas my junior year in high school.
Okay, so you're pretty much a native.
Pretty close.
And then you made the decision to retire. So is it like I make the decision to retire and we're moving to Spur, Texas, or how did this all come about?
Well, we were looking for a way to retire so that we could retire without debt and that we could live on our retirement. I mean, we didn't have a lot of savings. We didn't have, 401. We didn't have IRAs, anything like that, So we started about 6-7 years ago trying to figure out how we were going to do this. So we saw the tiny house. Of course, we watched Zach and the other guy on the Tiny House Nation, building a house. And we were fascinated with that. So we thought, well, we could do that because we like a nice, neat, clean home, but none of us like to clean. We're not the type to go, oh, let's dust today, but so we were looking for something. Well, yeah, we could do that. So we started looking at the tiny houses, the modular homes, like on wheels. Found out they were probably just a little bit too small for us, especially me. I think she could have done it, but
the PMRVs are very tight.
Yeah. So we kept looking around, and at work, I would always eat at my desk on my lunch hour. I was Googling tiny houses one day, and Spur came up. So I thought, okay, well, let's go take a look.
So how much did these two lots end up costing you?
We paid $6,000.
For both lots?
Yeah, which we probably overpaid a little bit.
No.
Compared to what we were.
No.
I guess you could and can get lots up here for $500 to $1,000 if, you find them.
You're right next to the
Yeah, I know.
Stop it. You made a good deal.
Yeah.
Stop backstroking.
Yeah.
You did good.
Okay, well, I just want to let people know that you can get cheaper lots up here. We liked where it was, next to the city. It had the sidewalk both ways, curb, driveway, so we liked it.
You did fine.
Yeah.
You did good. You got the trees. You're close to town.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what is the best part of living in Spur, Texas, and having a tiny home in this community?
I would say, number one, the people. The people are fantastic. They're very nice, treat you well. I feel like if we needed anything, You know, at any time of night or day, people would be here for us. It's quiet, very quiet, no traffic. You know everybody in town, and they know you, or you don't, not everybody, but for the most part, you know, I know the mayor, I know the police chief. They'll actually stop around the porch. They stop and talk to us, you know, and just have daily conversations.
What would you say the ugly part of tiny home living, moving out here, making this decision?
I wouldn't say it's ugly, but I would say the downsizing. It's tough to go from 2,200 square feet to 570, but you can do it.
Being far from family.
Far from family.
I mean, it's only 4.5 hours, but it's 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it's long.
As opposed to 45 minutes.
It's kind of tough sometimes if you need something really quick.
Yeah, find what you need.
Yeah, I mean, you have to drive into Lubbock.
And there's no Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm here with Steve Bridges with the Chamber of Commerce here in Spur, Texas, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the tiny home community that has started in Spur, Texas.
Okay.
How has it changed your town?
But as far as changing the town, I think it has changed it. We've got some people in here that are very active in the community. We've got some that don't want to have anything to do with the community. They just want to live in their little house. But the ones that do participate, and that's the majority of them, they become very active here in town. The theater across the street over here.
I saw that last night. It's like stepping in a time warp.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We have a couple of tiny house people that have taken that over and are running it now. Everybody comes downtown. We all participate. We're in the farmers market. We have that really started with the tiny house people. And so there's a lot of positive activities coming out of.
Did you face any backlash when you first moved in? Because you're not you're originally from here.
No, we were very open-armed welcomed.
Oh, good. You didn't get anybody?
No. More about Spur. I think Spur is a fantastic town to live in. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else now, and I've been around.
Now, we met some pretty interesting people in Spur, Texas, and they had some amazing stories about it. All right, now I know what you really want to see, which is the tiny homes, and we did too. So the next thing we were invited to go do was to actually visit them after 8 hours of filming. They asked us to turn off our cameras because it was so super secret, but the mics were still on. So the only way to describe what happened next is for you to listen to it.
This is the the flowers went. This is the small, way small, okay? But this is the prototype, a prototype that's going in the off-grid.
You told me this house was done.
Exterior, this.
But you told me the house was done.
Okay, this interior.
There's gonna be a house that I can't show people. Danny, I drove a very long way.
This is getting 100% off-grid inside.
You're showing somebody a promise. You're not showing them something that they can see. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
You told me to come out here because you told me you had houses for me to film. I can't show this to people. I mean, great, your attorney doesn't say that I can't film it. Great. All this is just a painted house. You told me you had a house for me to film.
Yes, and I was planning on filming the outside of it.
But that's not what you said.
Well, and then bringing you into some existing tiny houses that are here now. But the problem is that the people who are here that are residences are.
This is what you told me. You said these people are not ready for anybody else to be knocking on their doors and looking in their houses anymore.
Right.
I said, fine. And you said, I'm working on a couple prototypes right now. I said, are they ready? You said, yes, they're ready. I will have a full prototype for you to look at. I drove 13 hours, took time off my job. There's nothing here, Danny. This wasn't right. You shouldn't have had me out here yet.
Okay. Let me tell you
I feel deceived.
I'm not trying to deceive. That's not my point, issue, or makeup of.
I think you have a great idea. I think you have something coming out here. You have nothing for me to film right
Okay,
now.
let me tell you this, and this right now is small. Okay, this is 7 by 14. Okay, with this type of color scheme, off grid. Okay, spray foam insulated and going into the off grid. Okay, and
But you're telling me an idea. It's not here. There's nothing to show. There's nothing to show people.
At this point, it's beyond an idea. It's beyond a sketch or beyond a drawing.
There's no house for me to show a person. There is an outside shell. They're going to say, what does the inside look like? That's what I told you on the phone. You said there was a prototype for me to look at. That means that it's complete. The reason why the box was sold so quick is because people could look at it and see them and see themselves in it. They could see different versions of that house. They can go online. They have 50 different versions of it. You know, you can see it. This is not tangible yet. This is still an idea. It's not tangible. You're frustrated with me.
No.
That's how it works.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not frustrated with you. I'm saying to you in this fashion that what is about ready to happen are these things are going off grid in that
But
subdivision.
it wasn't ready for me to come here yet.
Well, and then my attorney's going, don't unleash anything or don't film anything. Don't put anything on the net.
He's right.
Because people will copy it.
There's nothing here, though. There's nothing to copy. It's a shell of a house. I mean, like, everybody's acting like it's so secret. What's the secret? There's no secret. It's that painted house. There's nothing here. There's nothing. I don't know what this big secret is. You know?
To me, right now, it looked like a shed.
I'm just
Cool.
like... What we were standing in was very similar to this kind of structure at Home Depot. And that's why he said it looked like a what?
Shed.
Because it did.
At this point in time, what's she supposed to say?
Well, how am I supposed to deliver this to people? How am I supposed to say this information? There's nothing here.
Truthfully.
I need to step out for a minute. This is actually 10 by 12. So the other one was 7 by 14. So it was tall, but they weren't exactly even this organized and nice. It wasn't these colors either. Apparently the color scheme is some super secret information that I can't share with you, so I can't really show you the actual shed or tiny home, whatever you want to call it. The one thing that we definitely learned a lot about is due diligence, and I did give him one more opportunity to explain himself why he had us out there in the first place and see if he actually had some kind of proof or documentation. I ended up asking if he had an attorney that was working with him.
What is your attorney's name? Does he live in Texas?
Yeah, well, I have 3 attorneys. 2 are in Texas and 1 is in Missouri. And the one in Missouri, I just keep there in case I have to do stuff in Missouri. But the 2 in Texas are
What's their names?
in the state of Texas. And
what's their
you know
names?
what? Let me say this too. Here's the deal. Okay.
What is your attorney's names? I just need a straight answer from you, please, from once, please.
Well, to answer your question directly, okay,
What are your attorney's names? They're public, it's public knowledge. So what is your attorney's names?
I'd rather not give that out. And
I ended up asking him if he had some kind of company.
I can't find any articles of incorporation under your name, under these companies' names. I can't even find a builder's license.
Right now, I am under the guidelines or guise of sole proprietorship. Okay, an LLC is in the works. It has to be. It is in the works. But Kristina, this rolling out this subdivision, I've done this since 2005.
Then I decided I needed to ask him if he had some kind of plat map or any kind of documentation about this project that he's supposedly working on.
And all I need is just some kind of proof that you're not lying. That's all I need. Just some shred of evidence.
I'm not, Kristina. I'm not lying. I'm not.
I just need something.
I'm not an imposter. I'm not an alias. I'm not a fad. I'm not a freak. I'm not if.
No, I need some kind of documentation to prove to me this is a real thing and not something that you want to happen, that is actually happening. That's what I need. That's it. So simple.
I get you. I get you. I know where you're at. I know where your head's at. I get you. Okay, just stay tuned, Kristina. Just stay tuned. I'm a busy guy. You're a busy woman. Okay, I live in a different world. I live in a very different world. I'm a busy guy. Just stay tuned. Okay. Patience, my soul, and all things shall come to you.
He said, just wait and see, like you just heard on the phone. And here it is 6 weeks later, and I still do not have any documentation or any other correspondence to share with you to actually be able to tell you that there is an actual tiny home community with tiny homes that are going in that are supposedly off the grid. I don't know if it's real or not. You let me know if you think it is in the comments section. If you'd like to see some more homes that are actual tiny homes that you can purchase, you can go ahead and click this video right here. My name is Kristina Smallhorn, your real estate whisperer, and I tell you all this because good real estate information matters.